You have 3 voicemails.
I don't like people who are late. You're willing to wait a few more months, if not a year. Are you that passionate where you prioritize the cost over your passion?
But I really enjoy the process of making music. The result of it, if there's one person listening, then I'm happy.
I don't believe that. Hello there.
Welcome to the show where we have the convos about Vietnam, you know.
Hello there and welcome to Convo Comrades, a conversation with the community about Vietnam. Welcome back to Convo Comrades, and this is the final episode. It's the finale. It's the last ever episode. Some of you listening might be thinking, what is going on? What is going on, man? Well, you have not been following all the Convo Comrades podcast episodes because we have told you before. We've told you before that Convo Comrades is going to stop because it's not sustainable, and Long is very annoying at the moment. So Long, why don't you explain to everyone why that's the case?
Yeah, it's very unsustainable. Like the way we do construction and businesses in the world right now. So it's very unsustainable because of the amount of editing that's involved in editing the podcast.
You're the only person who laughs at your own joke. Stop doing that.
It's unsustainable because of the amount of editing.
Do you think in the future your kids are going to laugh at your jokes?
I think so. Because they'll be like me.
Going to be like, I'm not related to this old ass man. All right, come on, continue.
Same genes, so we find the same things funny. It's possible.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, yeah.
Speaking of unsustainability, so it's very hot. Unsustainable because of the amount of editing and the amount of research we have to do to come up with topics, and then to maintain it with Instagram posts, Facebook posts, to maintain the audience engagement, etc., all that social media stuff. And
the results weren't good as well. Right.
Yes, the results weren't good, and as we've talked about it in previous episode, the amount of audience that we got, the amount of feedback we've got, we do have some loyal and some great audience. Shout out to
your mom.
No, we've got some
your mother-in-law as well.
No, this is a good chance to shout out to some people, all right? Because they've been messaging us like crazy. All right.
Like crazy. No.
All right.
They've been messaging us. Stop.
So, shout out to n.p.t, okay? I'm looking at your profile picture right now. And I'm looking at your story right now. It's some Korean drama. So, thank you, n.p.t. For supporting us. Some very heartwarming messages here, you know. She's always supporting us. So
all right, read them out.
No, there are lots of messages. I don't know which one.
Yeah, you guys clearly know that Long is making up this person.
No, n.p.t. Thank you. All right. And there's so many more. There's
You want to shout out your mom's Instagram?
She's not on Instagram. So, no, thank you. But the amount of effort versus the results is just not that great compared to Viet Devils, which is what you've got on the background of your...
Yeah, but it's much better compared to what you have in your background.
I would say mine is a hobby, you know. Mine is it's about safekeeping of my memories, which everyone is welcome to check out my latest vlog on.
Don't do that. If you want to watch Long's content, go on my channel instead.
No, my channel has the raw of my facial expressions. So.
Yeah, you can watch his music videos on my channel. Anyway, so what is so what's the purpose of today's podcast then, Long?
So
All right, so I'll tell the audience. Basically, the purpose of today's podcast is we wanted to have a final ending. We wanted to have a conversation with the rest of you before we end the podcast. We don't want to just abruptly end a golden guest episode and that's it. And that's why we're here, the two of us talking, chatting about a lot of random things. There's not going to be one specific topic, but there's just going to be a lot of random things that we'll just be talking about. And it's a nice way to just end Convo Comrades, isn't it? In a very Convo Comrades kind of way, right? Two comrades talking, having a conversation with each other. And I think that's a nice end to the entire series of this podcast. Cool. So what I want to talk about, Long, pet peeves. Yeah, in a way, so I don't think I've told you, but in a way, I chose this topic because I just wanted a place to rant. That's simply it. I just wanted a place to rant. And what better way to do it than a dying podcast series, right? So you can use it in the final episode.
All right.
Pet peeves.
Let's start strong by some definitions. All right.
Yeah.
Because when you said pet peeves in the first place, I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. I knew it. I knew it. Like, you did not know what it meant.
Yeah, because it's not the word that I use frequently. The words I use frequently would be things that I don't like.
Okay.
Right. And that's the definition of pet peeves. Are we on the same page?
We are definitely on the same page. Albeit the page is very wide and I'm in this corner, you're all the way in the other corner, but okay.
No, things I don't like. Okay, let's start. What don't you like?
You've just said things that I don't like, but then you asked me. All right, so let me just start this whole conversation, right? One of my pet peeves is people, well, you tell me.
People?
You tell me what my pet peeve is.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you know. You
don't like people who arrived more than 15 minutes late.
No.
Yes.
10 minutes. Don't give me any of that 15 minutes bull crap.
That's like a universal rule. 15 minutes allowance.
10 minutes. What? Yeah, allowance. No. All right. That is actually the first one on my list.
Okay.
So you know me. You do know me. All right.
Yes.
I don't like people who are late. I just don't like people who are late. If you tell me to be at a location at 3 p.m., I'm going to be there either 10 to 3 or 10 past 3 or at 3 or somewhere in between. I try my best not to be late. It's very annoying when people are late.
I agree.
And so many people listening to this, whom we know personally, are always late. And the last time I went to TV's house. So if you recall, TV was one of our first golden guests, wasn't she? So she knew a lot about Instagram, about fashion, about luxury goods. She told me, so I asked her, okay, what time should I be there? She said, okay, let's go for 11-ish. That to me is 11, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So at 10 to 11, I messaged her. I said, all right, I'm at the station now. It takes me 10 minutes to walk to your place. I'm going to be there at 11. She's like, what? No. Because it was Sunday morning. She's like, no. All right, take your time. Like, explore the neighborhood. I don't know. Look at flowers, take photos, etc. Take as much time as you need. We're not ready. Right? So be careful. If you tell me 11, I'm going to be there at 11. And I've been in situations where I've been there and I've waited for people for 1 or 2 hours. And it's so frustrating. Why is that so long?
It's just feelings inside of us.
Feelings?
Okay, let's break it down, right? I actually watched a video about this some few months ago. It's titled, it's titled, Why Can't People Be on Time? And it turns out people can be on time to the events that matter to them. Right. So to the events that do not matter that much to them, or they know that there will not be any consequences of being late, then they tend to be more relaxed about it. And it gives a message to the people who are being on time, right? They know that to these late people, this event is not that, does not mean that much to them. So it's right for you to be annoyed because you get that feeling.
In what world would it not be right for me to be annoyed? Like, you said it's 3. We had a mutual agreement that it's 3. I come at 3 and you come at 4 p.m. In what world would I'm not right to be annoyed?
Unless
I'd
you
be absolutely fuming.
unless you also regard this meeting in the same way as them.
Yeah, and that's the thing. In Vietnam, right? So it's prisoner's dilemma long, right?
Yeah.
It's prisoner's dilemma because when let's say you say 3 p.m., I say 3 p.m., but I'm going to think, is that dude going to arrive at 3 p.m.? No. I'm going to wait till 4 p.m. You're going to think, is that dude going to arrive at 3 p.m.? No. I'm going to arrive at 3:30. You're the one losing out. You're going to be there at 3:30. I'm going to be there at 4. The next time you're going to learn from this experience. Obviously, right? The next time we're going to say, all right, Sunday morning, 9 a.m. You're going to rethink and you're going to remember, all right, the last time this dude was late an hour, I'm going to be late an hour. And I'm going to rethink, all right, if he thinks I'm going to be late an hour, he's going to be late probably more than an hour so that he doesn't have to wait. So, okay, I'm going to arrive an hour, 15 minutes later. And I'm going to arrive at 10:15. You're going to arrive at 10. It's a never-ending cycle.
It is. So
it's so bad. It's terrible. And that's what I'm scared of whenever, this happens, as well as in the future, if I was to move back to Vietnam, the culture is like that. Oh my God.
I think a reminder.
They call it what? Chewing gum time, is it?
Rubber time.
Yeah, elastic.
Elastic rubber time. Because it can, from 3 to 3:30 is okay. You can stretch it.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
But no, I think a reminder would be good. So after you put in the time, both agree, and then if you are really keen on that time, then you say, okay, 3 is 3, right? I think that works.
But in our group chat, right, I always leave a very passive aggressive comment before I leave the house. Right? If it's an event, I would say, all right, don't be bloody late. Okay, that's not passive aggressive. That's just direct, right? Sometimes I'll leave something that's super sarcastic and then make sure that people read it so that but then you always have people coming late. And the thing is, when you're late, it shows that you don't respect the other people's time. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it is.
You know, like for example, I could, if you're late for an hour, I could have done so much in an hour.
Yeah.
Right? I could have made like one live stream on Viet Devils, for example, with like 20,000 views. I could edit a video on my channel that will potentially get 100,000 views. I'm rubbing it on you, Long. But I could clean the house, right? I could do the laundry. I could do so much. But then you have to make me wait at a location by myself and just browsing the bloody internet for an hour. It's so annoying, man.
It is.
And you can the listeners here, and probably some of you watching YouTube, you can sort of sense why this is a pet peeve. Because I'm really passionately angry about this. All right.
Yeah. No, I'm also, it's a very small pet peeve for me, being other people being late, because I understand where they're coming from. But I have a limit. So I think half an hour is the limit for me. If they arrive later than half an hour, then I'll be really angry. But if they still arrive within that time frame, I mean, it's, okay. They've got personal matters.
But no.
No, maybe.
I stopped thinking about that. I used to think, what if a family member passed away or something, right? Yeah, you always try to make up some sort of reason. But then, I don't know, it's not even 9 times out of 10. It's 99 times out of 100. That never happens. And you're really just making an excuse for someone who's not organized enough. They're not structured enough. And you're trying to defend them, which I don't agree with. Don't think that this is just on you, right? Yeah, sometimes you're late, but there are so many people. You're not the odd one out. There's so many people.
Yeah.
That they're always late.
I'm not that late. I think I'm around half an hour. Half an hour. This is my rule, right? Half an hour, so I stick to it.
But maybe like, how do you view the use of time. To me, time is the most important thing, right? And we've talked about this so many times. It seems like cost is the most important thing for you.
Yeah, it is.
And then we talked about the laptop situation. Can you just quickly explain to the audience your laptop situation?
My laptop situation. I want to buy a new laptop so it has more power and storage and whatever to do more things, right? Capabilities to edit and whatever. And it's a new Mac Studio, which is the brand new computer by Apple. Yeah, and it's so expensive if you buy it outright in the UK. But I researched on the cheaper way to buy it, and then you can buy it overseas. So I'm reaching out to my contacts in the US, and they can buy it for me. But there'll be a lag because, first of all, it took 3 months for the computer to be produced to my specifications, increased storage, increased RAM, whatever. And then it takes another 4 months or 5 months so we could meet, and then he could give it to me. So it's around 8 months. And then I save like 1,000 to 1,500 pounds. And I think it's worth it.
I don't think it's worth it. And this is the conversation we've been having for the past few months or so, right? And the thing is, this lag has not been just these 8 months. It's been before this new model was released. I told him to just buy the old model, but then buy a really upgraded version of the old model. He wants to wait for the new model to come out, and now the new models come out. You waited for like half a year or something, and now the new models come out. You're waiting for another 8 months. I don't even know if 8 months is the minimum. It can be a maximum of, I don't know, a year or something, right? I don't know.
It could be.
So it can be, the opportunity cost at the moment is around a year or so. So to me, time is the most important currency, not a currency is the most important currency. But Long views things differently. And that's why, to me, like, if you were to buy it, let's say at the very start, when you made a decisive decision that the new model hasn't come out yet, you're going to make a decision now because there's going to be lag, etc. You have to evaluate the risk. You would have upskilled yourself so much in the area, because the main reason why you wanted to buy it is because you want to do more creative stuff, right? Because at the moment, your machine is not helping you do that because it's too slow.
Yep.
Had you done that, you would have learned so much and upskilled yourself to the point where you would be able to easily make back that much amount in no time. In, let's say, if you add on another year of experience. So let's say 2003, at the end of 2003, you could just do a gig for someone, make a beat track, make some sort of music for someone, or get passive income from Spotify, etc. You easily be able to do that. You'll be able to recover the cost, as well as you'll be able to upskill yourself to a level that is way beyond your current self at the moment. So that's why I always view time as so important. And people ask me, like, hey, you want to do this, you want to do that. I always try to really evaluate whether I want to go for the meeting or not. It's not that I don't like them, but it's because, I don't know, do we really need to meet each other now? Have we met each other like recently? Should I be meeting other people instead? Should I not be meeting anyone at all because I need to focus on my work? Like, I really am very ruthless when it comes to the use of time. Right. And I really evaluated if we really needed to do this podcast or not. But I think it's just a nice ending, right?
Yes.
I'm a believer of when you do something, you do it all the way, even if it doesn't hit the kind of result, but at least it's a habit. Yes. It's a habit that you do things to the end, right? Don't leave it halfway. So that's how I view it. But how do you view it?
How do I view it? It's the same. It's the same, but not to the extent of rigorosity. Rigor. To the same extent of rigor as you do. I do weigh the opportunity cost, and then when the crucial part, when you say, I could have upskilled, I could have recovered in those time, I did think about it. But to me, the possibility of that happening is low.
You should be more confident about it.
I could be saying, oh yeah, I'll be the shit. I'll be the next big bang, right? But I have to be realistic as well, and if I think the worst or the best thing that could happen, and I compare which one I could endure, then missed opportunity cost and £1,500 saved would be great, even if with that missed opportunity cost. But if I spend £1,500, but I couldn't recover it, I'd be so sad.
But aren't you just so much more knowledgeable about that area that you're passionate about? At this point in time, in a different universe, you'll be like making really good beats with like, I don't know, maybe 10,000 views on your channel now.
Yeah.
Doesn't that fulfill you? Doesn't that make you feel like, oh my God, I am developing myself as a person and progressing?
Yes.
Surely that's better than just the £1,500 cost, right?
But that is also a possibility and not a certain event.
Ah, okay, interesting now. Okay, fine.
So
that's an interesting way to look at it. Okay, so the £1,500 savings is definite.
Definite, yeah.
But the ability to upskill yourself, you don't know to what extent.
Will I have some result or some feedback or anything?
Right.
So it's like now, it's the same argument as now versus later, right? So now you can see it, immediate consumption, to an extent, versus later where you don't know what will you get. It's like saving. What is that argument? Spend now.
Okay, so once again, this is a risk and return point then. High risk, high return. If you're not willing to risk, then you make the savings. But then if you are willing to make the risk, of course, you can lose a lot. Let's say you lose 1,500 and you're still crap at making music.
Yeah.
Or the gain can be exponential. The gain can be you having a channel of, let's say, 20,000 subscribers after a year, right? That could be the gain. But you're not, once again, it goes back to our discussion before, right? In terms of your personality, and you're quite a risk-averse person. That's interesting. I mean, if you look at me, for example, I'm a case study, aren't I? If you look at me, yeah, I'm a case study. So when you make the decision, why don't you look at me as a case study? I'm a case study in the sense that, okay, how has Hill done in terms of learning video editing? Or how has Hill done in terms of developing Viet Devils from zero, and over how many months? What has Hill achieved, or Viet Devils, or the YouTube channel has achieved? Surely that's some sort of case study and evidence for you to make a decision in terms of whether you want to buy the iMac.
Mac Studio.
Yeah, Mac Studio.
Yeah, of course there's this case study, but there's so many other factors too, right?
You can look at, not just me, you can look at Chin Chiu as well.
Yeah.
He's changed. So there's this guy who doesn't know anything about YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, right? And he joins me on Viet Devils. His name is Chin Chill, Chill with a Chill, which is a very cool name.
Yeah.
Now he's the host of Viet Devils. He knows how to live stream for an hour, talking continuously. He knows how to get people to like the videos. Hey, yo, guys, if you like the content, like, and support Viet Devils. Subscribe, follow Facebook to be connected with the community. He knows all of these things.
Yeah.
In the past, back in November, he didn't know a single thing. He didn't even know how to create a thumbnail on YouTube. He didn't even know how to create a title for a video on YouTube. He's changed since November till now. It's been, 5 months, not even 6 months. Less than half a year. He's now so good at live streaming, and he's got thousands and thousands of people going live to listen to him. Think about what you could have achieved in that short amount of time.
Yeah, I could have achieved a lot. Once I got the new MacBook, the new Mac computer, it's just delayed a little bit. The same things will happen.
Yeah, the same things will happen, but
at
then
a lower
imagine
cost.
In a parallel universe, the same thing. Let's say you achieve what Chin Chiu's achieved after 6 months, right? So from now is what? It's May. You go all the way to November. So November this year, you're going to get what Chin Chiu has. Chin Chiu is going to be in a channel that's nearly 100,000 views. Do you get it? In a similar parallel universe,
Yes.
another long will, let's say, have a channel of 100,000 views.
Yes.
With the same timeline. Do you get where I'm coming from? Time doesn't work like that.
I understand.
The
I
early-
understand.
Yeah.
I know. The earlier, the better.
And also, the earlier you start, the faster you go, because more competition, market becomes more saturated over time, etc. So you can't say that Viet Devils, if I start in 2 years' time, it's going to get the same result now, because in 2 years' time, there's probably going to be other fan channels already.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming from?
It's a good argument for Viet Devils, but it's music is a very saturated market. Lots of lots of them already.
I don't believe that, because the Vietnamese music scene at the moment, there's still so many opportunities.
Yeah,
I've got a friend, Legacy. You know Legacy, right? Our first golden guest.
Yeah.
At the moment, he's moved away from the IELTS workshop. He's gone freelance or something, right? Or he's found his own company. But essentially, he's teaching by himself now, and he's essentially getting thousands and thousands of views and likes on TikTok. Do you know that?
I didn't know that. I don't have TikTok.
He created a Legacy English account on TikTok. And he's getting like, I don't know, 30, 40,000 views. For what? For going on TikTok and singing Vietnamese songs, but in English. Just segments of it. And then he's got the lyrics translated as well.
Yeah.
But if he were to do that in 2 years' time, there'll be other people. He's getting that recognition, and I'm sure that recognition will help him to get more students, for example, right? The that's how time works. You got to be fast and you got to be early. And so, for example, that's a very particular area, right, in music. And my point at the moment is, I've told you multiple times, there's so many areas at the moment in music in Vietnam at the moment that are not explored. Cinematic travel music, not explored. Combining K-pop with football or sports, that's definitely not explored. And these are just the areas that I know. Think about areas that you're passionate about. You'll find tons of areas where people don't have the skills and the time, or even like maybe the technology like you do, to do it. But now you're in a position, let me continue, you're in a position now where you've committed yourself already. You've committed to this route, you've committed to this path, that you feel like, bloody hell, it's only a few more months. There's no point in doing it now. I've already committed to it.
Yeah.
That's why my currency is time and your currency is cost. It's very different.
But there's
sorry, just one more thing. And that's why, guys, it's related, because that's why you can sort of sense now why time and people being late is a pet peeve for me, because time is very important in my mind. And if you come late, you don't respect my time. And time to me is the most important thing. All right, sorry, back to you.
To me, all right. I understand. Time is very valuable. Right. Once you've, this may sound a little bit strange, but once you are ready, to me, time is very valuable. At the time that you feel that yourself is ready, then you do whatever it is to utilize that time. And for me, that ready time is when I get that computer at a much lower price. Because there's so many other factors. What if I got that machine now, then I got bored of making music, or I found out that, I cannot make it in music industry because so many competition and you need contacts in Vietnam, and I give up. If I give up and I save 1,500, then it's a better give up for me.
Can I ask a question? It's going to be very provocative.
Okay.
Are you that passionate?
I am.
I don't think you're that. I don't think you're that. No,
I am that passionate. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think you're that passionate. You're able to just not make music for how long now? It's like a year or 2 years now, right? You're not that passionate. Okay. Why don't we put things into perspective a bit more?
Yeah.
2 case studies. Once again, me and Chin Chiu, right? If you look at Chin Chiu, he's happy to do research on players, analyze their statistics, make PowerPoint slides, improve himself, and then talk about it on a weekly basis to the point where sometimes on a single day, he live streams 2 times. Each time it's an hour. It's tiring, but he's very passionate about it. He's passionate about how do we make more analysis? How do we conduct more sort of evaluation of tactics and gameplay? That's passion. He watches games. He talks about games. He reacts to football games. He predicts match scores, etc. That's the first case study, right? And even if he hadn't done Viet Devils, he'd still be doing that, at least not to that level, but he'd still be following football. He plays football. He knows the different players. He follows football player transfers, right? That's Chinchilla. That's the first case study. Now, while I'm talking about this, once again, this is provocative, right? But it's Convo Comrades. It's like the two of us sitting down in a cafe and you guys get a glimpse into the sort of things that we discuss.
Yeah.
So that's the first thing about Chinchilla. And while I'm talking about this, if you can draw parallels and if you can compare your situation and see, are you really that passionate? Next is me. And you know me. You know me in terms of like, I love video editing. I love making travel video. I love making vlogs. I'm so consistent for the past 10 years. I recently made a video on my channel about how do you achieve 100,000 subscribers. And in that video, have you watched it, by the way?
No.
I am so disappointed in you. Anyway, how do you achieve 100,000 subscribers? And in that video, I shared with everyone that the best way to achieve 100,000 subscribers is not to follow my path, all right? My path is because I wanted to jump topics all the time. I move topics all the time, and that's why it took me so long. But I'm passionate to the extent that after 10 years, I'm still on YouTube. I still love creating content, right? All sorts of different content. And each content, I do make sure that I master it. If it's cinematic travel video with the My Year series, if it's vlogging, how do you tell a story that's engaging and interesting and humorous and funny? Or if it's football content, how do you make a piece of content about football that blows up, et cetera, right? So 2 case studies here, and you tell me, how passionate are you when it comes to making music compared to these 2 case studies?
I am passionate about music. That's my first statement, right? And making music.
It's like IELTS. It's like IELTS.
1 point for grammar. But making music slow is not that enjoyable for me. It hinders the process. When I open a project file, when I do this sound, that sound, and I process it and I wait for like 10 minutes, the flow is gone. And I did not stop.
I get all of that.
Yeah.
But why not buy a new computer right away?
Yeah, because
and then you think about cost.
Yeah. So
what I'm saying is, so the cost, you're willing to wait a few more months, if not a year, and you're willing to park making music. So I'm asking, are you that passionate where you prioritize the cost over your passion?
I'm passionate, but there is an element of cost. It's like you want to travel, but if you don't have money.
You have money. Don't lie to me.
No, I know.
Don't lie to me.
But it's opportunity cost, right? It's opportunity cost. You can use that money for something else.
Exactly. And that something else has more priority than your passion. What is that something else?
Is
it clothes?
Foods. Daily life activities.
Food, drinks, etc. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Are you okay? So, for example, perfect example here. You went to Vienna.
Yeah.
Or Vienne in Austria,
Yes.
Austria, right?
Yes.
Is it Vienna or Vienne? I thought it was Vienne. Vienna is the Austrian way, right?
No, Vienne is the Austrian way. Wien, actually.
is it?
W-I-N.
Wien. Okay. All right. Wien. That's like American people.
I don't know how they pronounce it though, but that's how they write it. Yeah, Vienne.
American people speaking, trying to pronounce Vietnamese names. Nguyen. All right, cool. So you went there. I'm pretty sure if you hadn't gone there, you'd be able to buy your computer.
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
No.
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 Are you sure?
I'm sure.
If you add all the
calculated.
costs of accommodation, of
Yeah.
travel, of
Yeah.
food, and everything.
Yes.
Absolute bullcrap. Absolute bullcrap.
No, yeah.
Okay, you're positive
No,
of that. Even
I have my splitwise numbers. We've settled all the
Yeah.
debts.
Okay.
I know the color. It's
okay.
not.
So 2 trips of the yen. You agree?
I think 2.5 trips. Yes.
2.5 trips. Okay, 2.5 trips. Basically, yeah. Okay. So are you happy to like cut down on your travel a bit to get a new computer so that you can pursue your passion?
No.
No. Exactly. And why is that so?
Because it's linked to other people. It's not just myself anymore.
The other person, not other people. It's not other people, man. It's the other person.
It's not. Oh yes. So okay, this is a point, a good point, right?
Yeah.
When you are married,
Yeah.
you're living the life of two people, right?
Yeah.
And finances becomes the matter of two people. And yeah, it's just money matters.
I love how you're trying to make sure that you phrase it well.
Of course, this is very important for my
Life.
for my daily happiness. So the point is, what I'm saying is, if I have to justify 1,500, I don't justify it to myself anymore. I have to justify it to my partner as well, right? And it just doesn't.
It didn't justify to your partner, or you already convinced yourself that it's not the case?
I already convinced
you?
myself. It's me.
There you go. I knew it.
Yeah.
Don't bring your partner into this.
But there is that
Don't bring your partner
element.
into this. I think if you are confident and you convince yourself well enough and you are confident about it and you have conviction, you be able to convince your partner. Don't bring your partner into this. Don't make her the bad person here.
She's not the bad person.
Yeah.
I'm saying that
I'm sure she's going to be very supportive. It's just that you haven't convinced yourself yet.
No, she's not the bad person, and I just don't want her to at the end of, I don't know, 3 years, when I bought this computer at UK price and I give up music making, for example, and then she will see that, I've spent an X amount of money on an expensive machine for nothing.
It's not for nothing. You went through a process of learning. When you learn music making, it's not going to disappear. It's not like after 3 years, okay, let's say you don't recover your 1,500, you don't have someone paying you 1,500 to make a track. It's a failure. It's not a failure. You still learn a lot. You learn how to be creative, and that's going to translate. That skill is going to be transferred into so many other areas in your life.
Yes. And
you still have the machine. You can still browse the internet. It's not like after 3 years it disappears.
No, I agree. It's like bargaining, right? So I could get all that at £1,500 cheaper, just a little bit later.
That's not how time works. Once again, that is not how time works. So do you still, if you can stand here, right? Okay, don't stand here. Look yourself in the mirror, right? Look straight into your eyes and tell yourself, are you that passionate about music making? Will you still be able to say that?
Yes. Okay. I'm not blindly passionate. I'm not blindly. I'm not like that crazy passionate, when a young person feels passionate about something, they go out, they chase it. I am not that person, because I take into cost, I take into considerations other things, and I make that decision. So I'm 100% not focusing and firing passion about music, but I do still am passionate about music. I am still.
Yeah, right. So your IELTS score for speaking is probably
bad.
a 4, right? Yeah.
I cannot start IELTS school.
Next question. All right, I'm going to ask like very provocative questions here, right?
All right.
Next question is, so you think that you're still very passionate about music making.
Yes.
To what extent do you think that part of your decision for not purchasing the iMac is because you don't have a lot of confidence about your long-term ability in this area? So passion is about one thing, right? Passion is about you just really like it.
Yeah.
But secondly, it's more about you have doubt or you're not confident that in the long term, you're going to be good at this.
Yes. 100%.
100%. Okay, why is that so?
100% of why I'm not buying a computer right now is that self-doubt. If I know that I'm going to be like a Big Bang and I spend 10,000 today, okay, let's spend 1,000 today. All of that delaying is because of that uncertainty. And uncertainty means you don't know what you can do, what you can be. And
why are you not confident about yourself?
Because you don't know. It's uncertain.
I thought sometimes you say that, oh, yeah, I'm the shit.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm the shit.
I'm the shit.
When I make music, oh yeah, his beat is fire. I'm the shit.
Yeah.
But then after editing that track for like 30 days, I feel it's a crap track because you keep listening it.
But that's good. Isn't that good? If you realize what you made is crap, that means that you've upped your standard. You've become better in your mind. It's like if I watch a video of me probably 2-3 years ago, I'd say, nah, I can improve in certain areas. I wouldn't say it's crap. It's pretty good. I probably improve in certain angles, right? So now my standards improved. That means that you're developing, you're getting better. Why is that a bad thing?
Yeah, it's a good thing. But then uncertainty on, can I make something that's good? And not just me anymore. You know, it could be something I like and I really enjoy the process. But in order to make money and justify that 1,500, right? It needs to be a money-making thing, money-making hobby, not just a hobby. So for me, if music making is a hobby, I want to minimize all the cost to it. If it's a money-making thing, I don't mind, but I don't know that. So to me right now, music making could either become just a hobby where I do music that I like, and some people listen, that's it, cannot make me money. And I'm going for that route because that's a certain route. And I save 1,500 pounds.
Okay, next question, this is going to be super provocative here, right? I always ask these questions, right? There's no point in asking, oh, how's your day, love?
How's the weather
today? Yeah.
What do you do over the weekend? Yeah.
Sip some English tea.
Hey, you're making fun of English.
Breakfast tea. All right. So, question is, do you think that route that you're taking
Yes.
is going to be a route that you're not going to regret in the long term?
No.
No. Why is that so?
Because I like making music. I don't like making music to make money. I mean, that's a bonus. But to be able to
make money is one thing. To get a following, to get recognition, to get people to be inspired to do other great things in their lives, etc. It's broader than just making money.
Yes. That's what I meant too. Making money / recognition / impacting.
So you're not going to regret?
No.
Why?
Because I can still be able to make music.
But it has minimal impact.
Yeah.
You get probably, I don't want to put a number. I mean, I do want to put it. Let's just say, to be specific, you get like, I don't know, 500 people listening to your music.
Yes.
From now till when you're, I don't know, 50. You're okay with that?
I'm okay with that. When I start this making music journey, as long as there's one person listening.
I don't believe that long.
No.
I don't believe that because it's not congruent to the person whom I know. Your personality, over the past few years, your personality, you said that you're someone who wants to be famous. You're someone who likes to make people laugh.
Yes.
You're someone who wants to get the center stage, to get the attention. And that's completely fine, right?
Yeah.
But what you're telling me now when it comes to music is not the case. It's not consistent. And either you're bluffing at the moment
I'm not
or
bluffing.
you're drastically changing in terms of your personality.
I do want to be famous, and I don't mind.
I'm calling you out, man.
Yeah. But I acknowledge that music making is hard. Okay, and if I continue making music with that, what is that? Dream that okay, if I make music, I have to be big. I have to be that. Then I don't enjoy the process anymore. But I really enjoy the process of making music. The result of it. If there's one person listening, then I'm happy.
No. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I might be putting words in your mouth here, but sorry, I'm just going to jump in.
Okay.
Because I think it's at this stage of your music making journey that you feel like you get some sort of fulfillment with the process. Once you reach a certain level of ability, you would want other things. For example, feedback from other people. It's like, for example, you're okay with doing podcasts like this because not many people listen to it, but you enjoy the process of sitting here and talking. It's quite therapeutic, right? But at the point in time, and we decided that we have to stop because we're not achieving that, is are we getting the views that we need? Are we developing ourselves in the long term, etc.? Is there a long-term thing here? And you just haven't reached that point yet. And that's why you're saying that you're okay with having just one person listen. You're not okay with just having one person listen.
No. I'm okay. No, let's compare podcast and music. The process of editing podcast is painful to me.
But don't compare the editing process. Compare the process that you enjoy. So let's say the talking here, right? I'm sure you enjoy the talking.
Yeah, enjoy the talking.
You enjoy the talking here. It's the same as you enjoy editing your music.
But there is no other process in music making that I don't enjoy. Whereas there's the editing process that keeps delaying and delaying. Because I don't enjoy that.
Okay, that's a good point. Yeah.
So every steps of the way of music making I really enjoy. So if all we do in the podcast is talk, I think we can just do it. Talk, no edit, release. Like a live stream.
But with one person listening to it.
Yeah.
That's not worth it.
Yeah, but if I really enjoy it, right? Maybe I'm not that passionate about talking, but I'm that passionate about music making.
And then what about my point in terms of the consistency in character?
It's still the same. I still want to be famous. Not want. I would like to be. I really like making people laugh. But I recognize that it's hard with music making, right? And if you impose certain KPIs on the things that you do, then you make that whole process not enjoyable. I like being famous. I like being known for. I like making other people laugh, but
next provocative question here.
Yes.
You like being recognized, you like to achieve greatness, you like to get people to recognize your talent, but you're not willing to go through the grunt work and the hard work of, let's say, meeting certain objectives, setting objectives for yourself, putting a bit of pressure on yourself to achieve that. To what extent do you think that just means that you will never achieve greatness? If you think of one person here, any one person who's very famous and well recognized and successful in their field, and they sit back and they chill and it just happens overnight, or it doesn't happen overnight, it happens over a period of time, but they don't put pressure on themselves to achieve greatness, to put the best work out there, to work hard. Does anyone come to mind?
No. Exactly.
So my question is, with your mentality of you don't want to pressure yourself like that, Does that mean that you're signing up for a life from now to when you die, let's say 100 years old? From now to when you die, you've got 70 years left. You're completely fine with not achieving greatness in this area ever. You're completely okay with that. You've come to terms.
Yes.
That means you're not that passionate.
I'm passionate. I'm passionate.
Okay.
I'm not that passionate about achieving greatness. No, not great. Achieving popularity, becoming famous in this field. Right. I'm passionate about making music, and I'm absolutely fine with KPIs that only I know. So I want to make this track a little bit more pop, a little bit more K-pop. That's it.
Yeah, that's fine, but that's not.
Yeah. So I do have KPIs.
Really,
I do have objectives with each song that I make, but I don't have KPIs with how much recognition it will receive after I release it. I understand that if without those such KPIs, you won't probably push yourself to achieve that KPI. But for me, the whole process of that is not that enjoyable. And I really enjoy making music for what it is and not for achieving, a great following.
I think the only example that I can think of is maybe an artist. They love drawing something in their own little mind, and one day someone discovers it and it blows up. They don't have any KPIs in terms of what does the world want, etc. They just draw what comes to their mind in hopes that one day it will blow up, though the possibility is like very, very low. And therefore, a lot of artists out there, they're very good, but no one knows them. Are you completely okay with that?
Yeah, because I like making music. I like the process of making music.
I think it will change though. Once again, I think it's because at this point in time, you don't even have a machine yet that's capable of doing it, right?
Yeah.
Once you have a machine, once you start making music, once you actually do it, and once you start getting good at it, you will look towards other objectives. It can't just be simply, purely, I just like making music. Here's one track, it gets one view from your mum. That's it. No one else listens to it. I don't listen to it. Your wife probably doesn't listen to it. Think about it. You're not going to be happy with that. I don't think so. I don't believe that.
It could be someone else, not my mom. So when I say one person, it's not related to me, right? A person who's not related.
Okay.
Which is
maybe my kid or something, right?
Yo, yeah, great.
Who accidentally is an accidental click. Accidentally click. Oh, okay, then close. That's it. That's your view. That's your one view. I don't think so.
No,
okay,
but
and maybe
I agree. It can change. People change all the time. Personally change, but at this point in time, that's why it
goes back to my point about time. If you accelerate this a year ago, then your objectives now would have changed. You would look towards other things now in terms of making music, not just the purest sense of creating music. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Yeah, I know. But right now, what I'm hoping with music is just the process of making it. And because I don't have that objectives of changing objectives.
But now I've broken it down for you, and now you know it. You know it now in your mind. But look, it doesn't go back, but it goes on to my second pet peeve.
Okay. Yes. Next.
Do you know what my second pet peeve is? It's related. You can deduce from our conversation.
To opportunity cost. That's time. No, I don't know.
Shall I jump in?
Yes, jump in.
My second pet peeve is...
No, give me a clue.
What we've just talked about. We talked about time, right? And the value of time and people being late. That's my first pet peeve.
Yes. Opportunity cost.
No. It's quite
similar. Having objectives.
No.
Drive. Do it now.
Close, but no.
Oh. No. You go in.
Yeah. All right. Thanks.